Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to be reviewing an assignment by AHMAD. Okay, so beginning with the title, How to be a Digital Artist. Now this is supposed to be how to be a digital artist. You don't need an N. So I already made note of this. Moving on, the next mistake is, because of that, some people thinking, is it hard to be a digital artist? Now this is almost correct, but the only thing wrong here is that there's supposed to be a comma right around here. I already made correction to that. This is how I would rewrite that. Now moving on, the way that this tip is intended to get to know yourself better, knowing your skill, and make a master from it. It is never a bad thing that this is your first step of being a digital artist and ready to move to the next steps. Now, after reading this, I think this is a little too much and can be very confusing for the reader. So how I would correct this is by writing this way. You can know yourself better, and mastering your skills is the first step to be a digital artist. Now, comma, we're ready to move to the next step. Now the reason why I did this, I changed N to now, is because if it's end, then it will feel like it's gonna end abruptly. Like, for example, if I read it, and this is your first thing of being a digital artist and ready to move to the next steps, like it ended abruptly. So that is the reason why I changed that. Now moving on, is the next step is getting the tools. Some of you must behave. Now this is obviously a mistake, because what Eksha meant to say was have. You must have, let's say, tools that you need to be a digital artist. There should be a period right here. Now the tools mean is a smartphone. Now the reason I corrected this is because Eksha only mentioned one tool, that is a smartphone. So this is supposed to be just tool, not plural, singular. Okay, now moving on. What you need is have support your phone to be a digital artist, and some of it. Now the reason why I changed it is to be, it's not that appropriate to use, because there are some. Because if he says some of it, then it means that appropriate. Now moving on, much more. There should be a period right here, and then after that, which it's missing an H, so all you have to do is just add an H there to fix it. And moving on to the next one is tools. Now the reason why I marked this is because it's redundant, because he, not long after that, he said tools again. So all you need to do is just say tool once, and people will get the idea. Now moving on to that is, there should be a comma right here, because it's continuing mentioning the digital tools. Now moving to the next one is, like some of the app in the smartphone of the software is paid and some of it free. Now I think this can be a little bit better. How I would rewrite that is by right there. Sorry, it took some time. Anyway, yeah, this is how I would correct that. Some apps on smartphones, sorry, I should add one, are free, while others you have to pay to get it. Now moving on, in this way you can do some research to getting the tools that suit you, and can move on trying to say here, but he forgot the question mark. Like this. This is what he meant. Now, moving on. The next mistakes that I noticed was this. Twitter. Obviously, he meant Twitter. Moving on, and much more. Now, there should be a period after much more because this is where it ended. Now, moving on. Help you get some money. There's also yes. This is the way to correct it. Will help you earn some money. There, and then after that, there is also some website. Aksha is going to mention several websites, but he only used singular, so he should have wrote there are also some websites. Now moving on, and to help you commission some, which yes, this ish should be some of which are because there are several examples that he mentioned. Now moving on to the next one is for getting the client that wants to use your work is need some of your passion and some of your uniqueness in your work, and that will be your challenge as well. Okay, I get what actually is trying to say, but a better way to write this is by saying with some courage to get a client to use your work, you need to put some passion into your work. Being unique in your work is going to be your challenge. That is what Aksha meant. Now moving on to the last two mistakes is becoming a digital artist isn't that hard to achieve these days. With some courage and wisely choose your path, become one is never a bad idea because you had to expire and test your limit. Okay, so what he meant was with some courage in choosing your path wisely. Becoming a digital artist is not a bad thing because you will get experience and a chance to test your limit. That's what he is. So that is the mistakes that he mentioned. And as for the last one is this. Aksha ended with who knows. That means in his essay he is uncertain if the reader is going to succeed or not, which is how you say unacceptable. That would undercut the essay's idea. Anyway, that is my review of Ekshadi Denul Asmi's assignment. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.